Hello and welcome everyone to episode 62 of Awakening to Ascension. Today, I'm your host, Alex Nelson, here with Janae and Marlene. And today we're going a little unhinged. We're going off topic based on the cosmic energies that we just went through and we're still going through. So we had the full blood moon, we have Mercury in retrograde, there's a planetary alignment, and there was an eclipse. So full moons usually kick my butt anyway. And I never really noticed this until I got into the spiritual space. I just knew that every so often I would have a sleepless night. My nervous system would be super heightened and out of control. I didn't realize until I started doing drum circles regularly on the full moons and new moons that every night after those, I was unable to sleep and I started connecting the dots. But this full moon was different. This one was more intense than I have ever experienced. I literally had a mental breakdown. These are things that I have had in my life multiple times. I've gotten very good at dealing with them, and I'm able to identify when it's coming on. And this week, I was like, something is coming, something is coming. I don't know what it is. And then 2 days ago, it hit me, and I was bedridden. I was laying in bed, just my eyes at the sky, just tears pouring out of my eyes. And I felt myself sink into a space in my heart that I've never been before. I could feel the vibrations. I was able to like it felt like I was moving my soul inside of my body into like deeper dimensions inside. It was wild. And then I felt this like tightness inside of my body, inside of my soul, and it felt like insurmountable pressure. And I felt into it. I was breathing through it, and you guys, tears were just like spouting out of my eyes. Just like as I was breathing through it, I felt something kind of release, and I started to come out back to the surface. And it took me like the entire rest of the day to integrate this type of energy. But I didn't realize until this morning that this is probably because of this astronomical occurrences that are happening right now. I mean, and then we have so many other things happening too. We've got like all the wars happening, the AI upheaval and the AI bubble about to burst. All these prophetic things are coming true. Like you guys, we are entering an era that is going to be different. It's going to be very, very different. Yes, Janae.
Thank you, Alex. And I think it's so important because, the viewers and the listeners must understand that this 90-day activation that we are doing currently, Awakening to Ascension, is very planned in the sense of how we are integrating each episode and when the episodes have been put in place for us to do. So, for us to go off topic is, I think, quite prevalent and serious because we've gone off topic now two episodes because we had an instant download to do a live meditation yesterday, and today we've been guided to actually discuss the current energies that are happening. And Alex being so authentic and so truthful about what he has experienced, I think needs to be brought to the surface. I think that many of us need to start discussing in all seriousness about what is currently going on, because there is in the old world, what's happening is diabolical. It is catastrophical. It is inhumane. And what is currently happening in the old world is a massive, massive disturbance and direction. And we spoke of it the other day. It's a distraction.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Complete
distracting.
distraction.
It's distracting many. The noise is getting so loud that it's making us look in this direction. And there's so much unfolding. I'm not sure if viewers or listeners have noticed what's going on with Jim Carrey and the Epstein files. And Alex is describing the AI and the war. the explosions, the bombs, it's a very serious thing. And I think that the light workers that are holding the frequency at the moment need to ensure complete and utter alignment, because we are holding space for this unfolding. And the distraction is causing people to look elsewhere, because there is something on the precipice of being revealed. And I have an inkling as to what it could be, and maybe it will come through later in the episode. But I feel that the authenticity right now is what the world needs. We need to start speaking of our experiences and what is currently going on. You know, take off your meat suit that you are trying to hide in, and really chat about this, because every single one of us is going through the most. And myself and Marlene today were in a fresh market. I went to the one lady who was putting prices on cucumbers, and I smiled at her and I said, thank you. Thank you so much for putting the prices on this, because if you weren't doing your job, no one would know what the price is. She was so shocked that I engaged with her. Then we proceeded to engage with, there was a couple who were sharing sweets, and we went and we had a little giggle with them. And then there was a lady at the door, there was a lady at the pie section. People were so,
And the
cashier, they were so dumbstruck from our kindness and our
conversation and our interaction with people. They, each and every one of them commented, and each and every one of them actually said, not only thank you and acknowledged it, but said that it has become the most rare thing that people smile, engage, and thank, and really see
one another.
And that is, it's a shocking revelation. And that is not just here, that is everywhere.
But so there was music playing, okay? And I was dancing. I was picking up stuff off the shelves and I was dancing, and I was holding the vibration of love and purity.
And she was the cookie monster.
I was the cookie monster. But that frequency that I held can be seen. My aura is felt, and we need to maintain it regardless of what's currently going on. That's why I said we've got to stay in alignment.
And so on that perspective as well, I would like to say that even though we were together, we were doing things separately and together. And it's fascinating to see how our energies are different, yet so very much the same. And it's not about comparison. It's not about you're doing more than me or differently to me. We are two separate beings, but we hold and interact so beautifully.
It's not a competition.
It's never a competition, and it's never about a comparison. It is about flowing together and doing things in co-creation and understanding what one another are feeling and going through, and what the collective consciousness is in the greater good, as well as where we are right there and now. Were it in the market, were it in the bookstore, were it in the outside area where the cars and the people are, it doesn't matter. It's the energy that I hold, that you hold, that Alex holds, and that magic that we create wherever we are, with who we are in that particular moment. And it is the realness of how we interact, firstly, with ourselves and then with the external. Because I am not my body, I am only pure spirit. And as such, I need to understand that my human is having an experience at that particular moment. And I can watch my human as a sovereign being having that moment, but that the moment does not need to suck me in to whatever it is that is in this universal plane right now, be it Mercury retrograde. And let me tell you on that note that absolutely everything is on point for complete and utter chaos. And if any of us think that we are in control, then right now we are being shown that that is not happening, and that the universal energy is there to completely overturn and smash things apart in whatever form or fashion is needed. Because the amount of people that I personally have heard of and interacted with that have had complete and utter chaos, collisions, upsets, confusion, mishaps,
Upheavals.
unsolicited things that are happening. It is the order of the day. And that is what we are not only experiencing, but being prepared to fly by the seat of our pants more and more and more. And not to expect, oh, it's another just ordinary day. There is nothing ordinary about this time in which we are living and finding ourselves to be in. Alex.
Thank you. I love that so much. I love that you met that person at the fresh market and looked at them in the eyes and saw them for who they really are. Because you guys, there are wars happening right now. And I'm not talking about the ones fought with guns and bullets. I'm not talking about the ones in the United States between the right and the left. I'm not talking about the ones between the oligarchs and the lower class. I'm talking about the one between good and evil. And all these other ones are a distraction from what really, really matters. And they want us to stay in fear. They want us to not know where our next meal is going to come from. But when we can see somebody on the street or at their place of work, find them in their eyes, genuinely look at them, and thank them for being there, that small act is going to change their day. And then they can go on and change other people's days. We have to stay together. We have to stay united. We don't want to let them win. The best part about it is they can't. We've already won. Like, this has already all happened. We've been here before. There's a reason we chose this timeline to relive and rehab this experience, because it's the best one. Yes, Marlene.
It's absolutely phenomenal. Every single day, when my eyes open, I just say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you times a godzillion that I am who I am, and I choose above all else to step into, for that day, just for today, that being that I am, that I have come here to be, to hold the light, to hold the love, because I am love and light. And that no one can break down, no one can take away from me, and no one can make me feel inferior on any level. I own who I am and why I am here. And whatever it takes, I embody and I embrace for that very day what I am to do, to be, and to give the world, wherever I may find myself.
And something I think we must all really, really focus on, it was something we were chatting about just before we came on, is changing the narrative. We need to ensure that we are using a new language, because we are operating in a new frequency and we have activated new DNA. And I'm speaking to the light workers and healers that have been through war, not just in this lifetime. Myself and Marlene were slaves together in a previous life. So I'm talking about some real shadow work that's been done. And when we change this narrative, we must understand that our DNA, our neuroplasticity has completely altered. And we understand where we come from and why we're here. And you are the company you keep. You need to ensure that you are very respectful of your own sovereignty.
Absolutely.
And which environment you are in, who you are around, and how you choose to spend your time. And this was the narrative I changed. Time is not money. In the new earth, that narrative doesn't exist, because our time is energy. And we need to understand that this is moving into a period of energy exchange. Marlene can disclose her experience if she wants to, what we spoke about, where you said, I can't leave here without giving energy exchange.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So we need to understand that the times we're living in, there isn't a price on your frequency and your energy. It's a complete and utter unified alignment, and I see you. And we need to acknowledge we are the keepers of the light. We have been blessed to be chosen. It's an honor to be one of the chosen ones. And it's not an easy task. And it is, Alex disclosed right in the beginning that he had a mental breakdown during this high impact period of time. And I will be sharing very, very soon with regards to what has unfolded in my personal life in this human form. Marlene can attest, and Alex can attest, these two individuals have had the honor to walk with me during this path. And it's been a treacherous, treacherous path. I've been thrown into the fire. I've burnt. I've crawled out of it to be thrown back into it, to come back out, and to be thrown from the air to hit the ground hard. While I hit the ground, people are kicking me. But while all of this is happening, I'm in such alignment and in such peace and living from a space of such love that anything that is happening and occurring around me in my exterior world, in this human form, cannot touch me. because I am so protected and I honor this path and I give gratitude every day. And I believe that if other individuals just had an inkling of the detail that each one of us, the three of us that sit here and discuss with you every day, various practices, various techniques, we are sharing history, we are sharing knowledge, we are sharing wisdom with you. If any of you understood just a small fraction of what is happening in our individual lives, you would not be able to lift your jaw off the ground.
Yeah.
Because I believe that our frequency is so incredible because we have done so individually, but we are choosing to also do it together. And once we realize, this acknowledging and saying, I see you with other people, I believe that you would step into something that one would call a miracle.
Yeah.
That's what a miracle would feel like, to be in the presence of one another in pure essence and love. So I want to share that with many. And I don't just say this from us. If we had to understand each and every single one of our happenings, we would all have our jaws down here because every single one of us are going through it.
And that's why we are choosing this topic tonight,
Oh,
because
man.
it is becoming more and more and more. It's palpable, it's tangible on every level that people are honestly, every single individual is having a time of it. And that compassion and empathy needs to be at an all-time high right now. Because if you cannot understand and feel where somebody else is, then really just be calm. Just choose rather to not lose your words and emotions, because you just never know where that person is right that very moment and what they are actually capable of or not. So it's about absolute and utter heart compassion more than ever, people. In love and in light, we need to just breathe and hold space for ourselves and for others in the most loving, highest frequency vibe we have ever done on this earth. Alex.
Thank you for that. Yep, what it all boils down to is having gratitude for what you have, having faith for what's to come, and that'll get you through whatever experience you're having right now. Thank you for watching. Please share with us your experiences this past astrological event in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.